Welcome to the Startup Funding Espresso. I'm Halti Martin, the host of this show where we talk about raising funding for your startup and the time it takes to have an espresso. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Halti Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, your daily shot of startup funding and investing. Startups are usually shy about discussing their current revenue when they're early in the process, as the revenue is not large. I tell the startup the investor doesn't care about the size of revenue, but rather the predictability of it. Investors look for systems in startups regardless of the size. Do you have a process for finding customers, introducing them to your product, and then closing? If you have a sales funnel you are using, it's helpful to share that with the investors so they see the traction you have in your sales prospecting process. Use the funnel in multiple investor updates to show how prospects are moving through it. After a few months, capture the metrics of that flow, including average number of leads turning into sales, average time from lead generation to client closing, and more. You want to show a system that is up and running, albeit with small numbers, but emphasizing the predictability of those numbers. In talking with the investors, mention your process with phrases such as, for every 10 leads, we generate one customer worth $5,000 in revenue. This is the magic investors are looking for, a system with a repeatable and predictable outcome. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start up something today. Halti Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for the basis of investment decisions.